So we're wrapping up the Peterbilt project, and we got just a day or two more of final things to work through, and just tedious little items. But we got the next one towed in. This is a mid '90s Ford F600. It's got a 370 gas engine with a Allison AT 545 automatic. It was originally a gas truck, a fuel truck for fueling up airplanes, and it's going to be repurposed. It'll no longer be for gasoline. It's going to be for fuel oil. It's only a 1,000-gallon tank. It's a shame we can't use the truck itself, but the 370 gas engine, I believe it's locked up, and there's some other issues with the truck, and there's some rust issues. It looks like it's in better shape than it really is. You can see it's starting to get away here, and the cab is starting to get in pretty bad shape. There's some missing things. There've been parts taken off here and there, and yeah, and it's a gas engine, and don't want to run a 370 gas engine. So we'll keep the cab around for parts, because the truck that I'm thinking about putting this on is almost identical. It's my 94, I think it is. I have an F700 with a 5.9 Cummins and an Allison MT 643, which has a lockup converter, and my truck's got 109,000 miles on it. My wheelbase is too long. I'm gonna have to move the rear axle forward, but there's enough frame on mine to do what we need to do here. So putting this over on mine would be pretty easy. I don't know if the MT 643 PTO, if the PTO from this AT 545 will go to my 643. I'm doubtful, but we'll look into it. If it does, great, saves us a little bit of time. But I'm sure there's a bunch of certifications that need to be done on this when it's done, and that won't be done by me. That'll be done by a company that actually does this stuff. But we're just going to transfer the parts over from one to another. We'll probably reuse that bumper, even though it's got dented up a little bit there. But all the equipment's here. Counts of gallons. Got your static electricity grounding cord here, and the hose looks to be in decent shape. It's kind of a small hose. Probably need to go to something larger on that reel. I think that's kind of small. But regardless, the tank's in good shape. It'll have to be, certified after it's installed, all that kind of nonsense, but that'll be done by a tank company, not horribly far from us. So this will be the next project. These tires are 10/120s. They got decent tread on them. They're not dry rotted. I haven't found a date on them yet, but they don't look like they're too bad. A friend of mine could probably use these on his purple Crew Cab International, because at least they're not dry rotted, and they're the same thing he has now. But that frame is in a really nice shape. They brought the exhaust out to the front, and because the gas truck, they didn't want the exhaust coming back here and having a spark and possible ignition, so they rerouted all the exhaust, and it comes right up in the front of the truck here. The tow truck guy, it came from a good distance away, but he broke it right in here. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to be using it anyways. The front end we'll get rid of, because we won't be able to use that, because it's just a standard lift hood. That part's in good shape. And we'll probably keep the steps, because those are always hard to come by. We'll get rid of everything that doesn't match on my truck if we end up using my F700 that I have. I've also thought about a couple others. I think this is going to be too small of a tank really quick, because it's only 1,000 gallons. But now we'll see how it goes. Anyways, that's going to be the next one. I'm going to get that brought in here as soon as the Peterbilt's done, and we'll see what we can get into with this thing. Well, my Gradall broke down. The fuel line that was on it got really hard, and it split. So we're going to be replacing all of the supply line. Make sure this is alright. New filters as well. And I got hose clamps and air filters and whatever. The original filter that was in this was in wrong. It was going the wrong way, so we'll fix that as well. But once we get it running again, we'll service it. I think these are the wrong clamps. Yep, these are number 6s. I need number 4s.
That stinks.
I have to use the old ones.
Do you have some inside, maybe?
Maybe. So part of the problem was coming off of the suction line here is 3/8. Going into the fuel pump on the engine is 5/16. So and it was a brass barb. So I took the brass barb out and replaced it, the 5/16 with a 3/8, so we can have the same size fuel line. Trying to do this before this hose gets too cold. It makes it harder to get on here.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly. I think it's 24, but honestly, it feels warm compared to what it has been.
This is going to go through this way. So another clamp here. Just hold it right there. This going around the side like it was. I'll terminate that side first because it'll be easier. Easier, I say. Up here. Can you see it?
I don't know.
Alright, so there's a fitting right there. So we went to 5/16, or got rid of the 5/16. Now we're 3/8. Doesn't want to focus. Okay, new filter. And filled. There ain't enough room for that drain that's on there, that water drain.
Come on. Everything has to be stubborn when it's cold out.
Yeah. Go in there and make sure that it's a 3357.
I did. I checked when I unwrapped it. It's right.
hate a dirty filter. Okay, it's on. Let's get the hose clamp on the last one. Seeing this is suction side, it really doesn't probably have to have these clamps, but it ain't hurting nothing either. Okay. Okay, next thing I have to do is crack open the injectors while we turn it over. Doesn't take much. Usually you get 2 of the injectors firing, 2 cylinders firing. It's usually enough. Let's start. I just do all of them. Okay, go ahead and crank it.
Okay.
Kick the wheel chocks out.
Okay. Well, at least we got her running, so. Of course, the wheel chocks are frozen to the ground. Oh, that one is not. Okay. This was towed here, and he told them just drop it there because we'd move it, and then the Gradall was acting up, so they're gonna move our box with the tools and stuff just in case. You can come back more if you want. That's good.
Well, it's the next day now. My battery was a little low. I didn't put it on charge, and I probably should have. Need to charge the battery up a bit. This battery's been in this for a long time. Well, it's showing 12 volts. Well, that ain't so bad. What do we have battery-wise? Oh yeah, we're charging good. Good deal. Okay. Well, I think the old girl's fixed. The temperature is really cold today. The wind chill's in the negative, so if that battery will hold up to that to start, I think we'll be okay. And there's no glow plugs on the little Cummins. this little Cummins motor. It's a 4BT. It doesn't even have an air intake heater that I know of. I think it's just straight injection with nothing to heat the air coming in. But we're gonna let it run for a while. Gotta get another truck started. Got stuff to do. Weather's not cooperating for sure, but we'll take this in and service it as soon as we get done with what we're doing.